What are you wearing?
A Canadian butt I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you.
Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues. Let's go Blues.
Presented by Scott Credit Union. Your St. Louis
BlueNote Fan Report. And I'm not hearing myself in my ears at all. Are you guys hearing me? I don't know. Hopefully you are. Not sure what's going on here. Normally I hear myself in my ears. There we go. Had the volume turned down a little too much. Oh no! Come on, figure it out. Oh, Shaggy's here. I don't know that they're getting Tarasenko yet. I know it was put out that it looks like it, but I'm not sure how much I trust that report. I don't know. That's just one of those reports that kind of, you know, when you see a report out there and you just kind of go, not sure about that. That just happened to be one of those. That's how I feel about it. Oh, I think I froze. Maybe you guys can hear me. Let me see if I can figure this out here. Oh no, he's frozen. He's frozen. He's not moving. He's not a moving and a grooving and a blooving to the human. Oh no, what happened? There we go. It looks like now I might be moving and a grooving. Moving things around. Oh, yeah, he's moving. He's a moving and a grooving and a getting on the show. Yes. So what's happened in Blues land lately? We will talk about it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, I was frozen there for a sec. Just a little bit of computer issue I had to deal with. Not that big of a deal. Okay, where are we at here? So, what is going on in Blues land? First of all, we had the draft. The Blues picked up 7. Count that, 7 players. They ended up getting at number 10 overall, Dilbor Dvorsky from playing in the Sweden League, but he's a Czech. Otto Steenberg from Fondula, and Otto seems to be having a really good camp this week. Theo Lindström, this is the first head scratcher for me. The defenseman out of Sweden. And then Quentin Burns, another defenseman out of the OHL. Then they get Juro Pedrick, a left wing out of Slovakia. Then they go back to Sweden. How sweet it is. Jacob Stansel, right, from the Sweden Junior League, a center. And then for picks in the 5th and 6th round, they took Paul Fisher and Matthew Malkovich. Fisher's in the under-18 U.S. development team, and Mavic is with Ottawa 67s of the OHL. They're both defensemen. Their last pick was Nikita Surev out of Russia, was a right winger. Now, overall, first day, I thought the Blues did very, very well. Gave him an A-. it kind of slipped for me to a B plus. I have an article coming out. I'm hoping it's tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Wednesday. And basically the title is, let me make sure I read the title. At least the one that, the offseason for the St. Louis Blues feels directionless. That is one of two articles that I'm hoping to come out very soon. Still working on that one a little bit, but I mean, you got to look at, so prospects, you look at 2 to 3 years down the road, right? You have four defensemen. I've seen part of it. Right? I might be able to show those because those aren't NHL films. I might be able to show those and get away with them. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, that tastes good. Oh, went down the right tube the right way. Cardinals lost to the Marlins today, 5-4. That was a back and forth affair. This team will end up in last place this season. I see it. That team will end up in last place. They're just too far out of it, and I don't see them getting anywhere to where they can do anything. Right? I just don't see it. Checking to see if there's anything up. You know, I heard there was a rumor. Windy, how you doing, my friend? I heard a rumor today, and Shaggy kind of alerted to it, that Tarasenko was going to the Hurricanes. I'm not sold on that one right now. Right? Just not sold on that one. We'll see. That one's got me going, I don't know. Where I was looking at, let me see here. Let me pull the right information up. Sorry, trying to get Puck PD up. I'm trying to use them now. I've been asked to use them. Go to the Hurricanes, right? And the Hurricanes have $4.1 million in cap space. I don't know that they can use it all there. So they got 21 to 23. I don't know what RFAs they have unsigned yet. We can kind of look. Let's take a look. Okay. So, man, I can't read this for shit. So they have Martin Nikas. He's an RFA, arbitration eligible, and he was $3 million last season. That means he's got to get a raise. There's your cap space right there. They have Dusty Jack and Jarvis Smith, both RFAs. 800,000, 894, 925. They're getting small raises. If they got tendered contracts, they're getting small raises. I think that. Then they have an RFA. Looks like he's an RFA. Yeah, he's an RFA right now in Dylan Coughlin. I can't tell what his. I mean, he's arbitration eligible, so I don't know where he's going. I don't see the money. Well, they do have 3 goalies on the roster, so they're going to save a little bit there. Not a lot. I mean, at best, $2 million, depending on who they send down. My guess is they'll send Kolchagov down and keep Ranta. So I could be wrong on that. I mean, but you're not getting rid of Anderson. So where's the money? Right? Where's the money? They'd have to make a pretty good trade. They'd have to make a pretty good trade to get for Tarasenko. And that's the thing I'm looking at not just the I'm looking at what the projected salary space is and thinking that Tarasenko is going to get somewhere near his 7.5. I think he's worth it. I think he'll get somewhere in there, if not a raise. And when you look at that, right, let's look at the Central Division. The Coyotes, $14 million in cap space. The Blackhawks, $17 million in cap space. Colorado Avalanche, $200,000 negative. They're over right now. Dallas Stars have $500,000. Minnesota Wild have $5.7 million. Nashville Predators have $7.9. The Blues, $1.5. Winnipeg Jets, $7.6. Of those, the only one that I could possibly see him going to is the Jets, but I don't see him going to the Jets. Do you see Tarasenko going to the Jets? Do I still have Wendy?
It is Carolina.
Is it? Well, I heard there's nothing official. It was one athletic reporter said could be, and then everybody jumped on it. All right? They don't have the money. Carolina does not have the money to sign Tarasenko. Right? The money's not there. You look at, I was just pulling that, right? Carolina has $4.1 million in cap space right now on 21 of 23 contracts. But you go look at their contracts. They have an RFA, arbitration eligible RFA in Martin Nikas that made $3 million last year. He's getting a raise. So where's the money for Tarasenko coming? Actually, no, I'll take that back. I screwed that up. That's going to next year. So, okay, I screwed up. So they actually only have one RFA this season, and that's Dylan Coghlan. So maybe they have the money. Now that I look at it, I think I looked at I'm using Puckpedia, and I guess their thing kind of screwed me up a little bit. Right? Maybe. Maybe they have the money. Well, how much is Tarasenko willing to go down? Do you think he's willing to take $4 million? It'd have to be a one-year deal. Can you hear me, Wendy? I think Wendy's frozen. Yeah. Are you with me, Wendy?
Yeah, StreamYard crash.
Okay.
Real quick on my end.
Yeah, it happened. I had that issue. I had that issue the other day. So were you hearing what I was saying about that? About the money?
It's pretty much been confirmed he is Hurricane.
Where did you see this? Other than the one athletic report that I heard that I saw got retweeted 6 times. No one else had their own report. So that's why I'm saying it won't happen. I don't know where the money is. That's my thing. They've only got 4.1 million. They've got at least one.
I have a weird suspicion it's going to be a cheaper deal than what you think it is.
You think he'd take a $3 million deal?
I think he could for this year and then wait till next year to make more money. That's what a lot of the free agents have been doing this year.
I'm looking to see if I find something on it. Let me type his name in here. There's something that I seen happen a lot, so I seen this one thing. So here's what I'm looking, right? Shania, who's a reporter, says it sounds like Tarasenko will be signing with the Hurricanes. And then David Pugnata from the fourth period sounding like is nearing a decision. Carolina and Ottawa are two of the teams. Those were both an hour ago. And then everything else, I'm seeing Tarasenko's mulling through several offers, as many as 6. Some 1 year, some multi-year, appears to be closing in on a decision. Sweepstakes down to Carolina and Ottawa. Tampa sniffing around 2. I mean, other than the one, I don't see anything where it's like cut chunk, right? Though the lineup of Teravainen and Aho Tarasenko seems kind of scary. Would you agree, disagree? Did I lose you? I guess I just heard him pop back in.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on StreamYard on my computer right now.
Yeah, is it all of a sudden, are you just like getting kicked completely out?
Yeah.
That's what happened to me during the draft.
Interesting.
Right? I was reading a bunch. I typed in Tarasenko and just seeing what's coming up. Maybe it is, but I just don't know where the money is. And that's my question right now is where the money is. And that's what I'm looking at. Nothing more than they've only got $4.1 million. Do they have somebody? I don't look at them having anybody. I don't look at them having anybody that was injured last year. It's going to go on LTI and open some stuff up earlier. See, I'm looking at something. What I was thinking about, I didn't write this, and I'm pretty glad I didn't. I was going to wait and see if Tarasenko went the whole week and said, there's a chance I could see him back with St. Louis if Scandella is hurt.
I don't think that will happen.
That frees up some money.
At this point, I think it's going to be pretty fair to say he is a Carolina Hurricane.
Okay, well, I mean, let's see what happens. I mean, he hasn't signed yet, obviously. The rumors are out there. I think a lot of these rumors get released to force teams to up their offer sometimes.
I don't think so on this part, just because this looks like, with how the Hurricanes roster is set up right now, I think what they're trying to do is they probably will try and move out a player like I honestly could see them try and move out Brent Burns.
Modified no trade clause. That makes it hard. I don't know what the no trade clause is, but it definitely makes it harder. They just traded for Burns, right?
They traded for him last year, but they've been in the talks of getting Erik Karlsson.
Yeah. Karlsson costs more than Burns, doesn't he?
He does. And the thing with this, if they get Karlsson, him and Burns do not work well together for
I can see that.
Karlsson's play.
Yeah.
Look how Karlsson played this year alone without Brent Burns. He put up 100 points.
Yeah.
But I realistically think we could see a potential of Tarasenko taking a cheaper deal for 1 year with the Hurricanes and wait till next year with what they're projecting the salary cap to just skyrocket next season.
Yeah, Jason, I've seen some of that stuff. I was looking on it. I don't think it's as solid as everybody's reporting it either. I think that he's listening to offers, and I'm surprised. New York just doesn't have the money for him. But
yeah, the Rangers don't have money for him. That's why I don't see them even keeping Patrick Kane around.
Yeah, they're not going to keep Patrick Kane. I wonder what Kane's going to do. I think Kane might retire.
No, he's already what Kane has decided to do is wait till closer to the regular season to sign a contract because he's rehabbing his injury still.
You know what he's doing there is he's waiting for LTIR to come up.
Yep, that's what it is. Kane's a smart guy when it comes to this stuff. I could see what Kane is doing, and I could see him signing. If he wanted to sign, he could have signed on when free agency opened. If he got when on Saturday he could have got an offer. If he got an offer, he like where he did not want to refuse, he would have taken it. That's what Kane said.
Yeah. What about Taze? Does Taze retire?
I think Taze is retiring. That's what I've been saying all of the season, that Taze will likely retire.
I could see that. Here's my prediction: if Armstrong ships out one of our D out, maybe Tarasenko will sign a year or two with the Blues. Wild card prediction, but you never know.
I don't think he wants to be back in St. Louis.
I disagree with that. I don't think that's as bad
where
of a
I'm
divorce
saying
as
it. I
everybody
think he
thinks
wants
it
to
is.
be on a contender.
That I could see.
I don't think St. Louis is not a contender.
I agree.
They're a rebuilder.
I still have the Blues at seventh in the division.
Really?
Oh yeah. Right. I can't believe you have Chicago lower than the Blues right now.
Yeah, I do.
Right. So you've got the bottom. You've got it going Arizona, Chicago, St. Louis.
What?
What's your bottom? Your bottom three?
Chicago, Arizona, St. Louis.
Yeah, but in which order?
That order. By the way,
you
you're
think
wrong.
Chicago's going to have the worst record in the division?
Yeah.
Wow.
We still have Peter Mrazek in net. And this is a year for development. The team is not ready to contend for another 2 years.
But they made moves.
They made moves, but the moves they made
moves to get them to advance, not to go backwards. I think that their moves advanced them, not backwards.
I don't think so, because let's be honest. We weren't good with Patrick Kane, Max Domi, and Jonathan Taze in the lineup. How are we going to be better with Taylor Hall, Nick Foligno, and Corey Perry? And realistically, they can't.
By the way,
they will be better with goal scoring by Connor Bedard, but that's about it. Your goal scoring is going to be Bedard, Reichel, Athanasiou, and Taylor Radish.
Okay, fair.
By the way, you were saying Nitchest is a RFA right now. He's not.
That's what. Well, I'm just looking at Puckpedia.
That he is not an RFA. He's still under contract for this upcoming season for $3 million.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, yeah, that I missed. That I made. It was somebody else. I made a mistake on there. I admitted that.
So as of right now, the Hurricanes have 4.4 million in cap space. They could do a Tarasenko deal at a 3.5.
They've got less than that. They've got another RFA that's going to get at least $1 million.
What RFA?
Defense.
No, Coghlan's a league minimum.
He's arbitration eligible. He's going to get more than the league. That still takes $750,000 off of that.
That's still, he is not worth anywhere of $1 million.
He's arbitration eligible. He's getting at least $1 million. Almost anytime those guys are arbitration eligible, they're going to get at least $1 million.
He's never made over 715,000 in his career as an AAV. he's never going to reach $1 million.
His AAV right now is 762.
Okay, he's not ever going to reach $1 million still.
Okay, so let's say that they gave him the minimum contract, minimum BUP, which is 10%.
Yeah.
Or you add 76,000 to that, and you're still looking at what, like 850, 820?
850 doesn't really make any dent in the cap. It
Take
just
850 off that 4.1 million, and now you're at what?
4.4 million.
Okay, you're now you're at 3.5. 3.7.
I could see Tarasenko signing for that cheap because he's injured prone. And I can see him signing a 1-year deal.
I don't think you can sit there and say Tarasenko's injury prone. He's had some injuries, but one of them was a continuous injury that wasn't fixed right. Once it was fixed, he was fine. I mean, he broke the bone blocking a shot. You can't sit there and go, oh, that's, he shouldn't have blocked that shot. Shouldn't have broke,
I'm just saying, it's going to probably be about 3.5 that he signs for 1 year.
Okay, fair. Okay, maybe.
Look at all the contracts that have been signed. There have only been one. Not many of them have been more than 2 years.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the players are waiting till next year to get paid.
Yeah. Well, that came out that you would see a lot of 1-year deals.
Yeah. Max Domi legitimately got the same contract he had last year by signing with the Maple Leafs.
I agree with that, Ryan. Let's see, where are we at? Thank you, Wendy. I respect that because you are a Blackhawks fan. I see it the same way. Not sure what you were talking about there. Mike Dante doesn't think that the Blues are a rebuilding team. They're not even close. He thinks the Blues are making the playoffs. I don't see it. I just don't see it. There's only one category for me where the Blues are solid, that they don't have a question mark in. Right? Everywhere else, I just look at question marks. Everyone goes to the defense. Oh, we got to do something about our defense. But you can't. You tried to do something and it backfired. Right? I think that you have to look. See, that's why I feel like the Blues offseason has been directionless. Right? You look at Kevin Hayes' deal. I mean, yeah, we got him for a steal, but at what? But at the same time, at what emotional cost? Because we could end up having to get rid of one of our defensemen for basically the same price, and instead of saving $6.5 million, which everybody wants, only save 3.2, because you got to retain half of that salary for a minimum of 2 years, if not his whole contract.
Mm-hmm.
And Armstrong had said 24 to 26. That's what I'm looking for. Of the four free agent signings, only one was barely in that. Right? Let me hold on a sec. I'm trying to pull this up. Mackenzie McCachran, who they brought back, probably slots in as an extra forward. I think he's 35? Or no, 30. He's 29 or 30, I think. I don't think he's as young as that. Hold on, let me pull this up. So Mackenzie McCachran is 29. So he's over. McCachran at 29. Then you have trying to find these other guys that they got. I don't see him on here now. Oh, here we go. Josh Jacobs is 27. Walt, and maybe you can say this for me, Kayuk. that right?
Kalinuk.
Wyatt, how is it?
Kalinuk. Yep. Did I just lose connection? Hang on. I don't know if Guy lost connection. Seems like St. Louis really likes signing former Blackhawks, though.
I'm
Okay.
back.
All right.
That dropped. So somebody sent me a meme saying that he was signed. I'm looking up NHL.com now to see if that's true.
And you were asking how to pronounce one of the former Blackhawk that you guys
Kalinuk?
just signed? It's Kalinuk.
Kalinuk, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
He's an AHLer. He won't make the NHL. Trust me.
Yeah, he's
not,
an AHLer.
he's not a good defenseman at this point. He's not going to make a roster. What is with St. Louis wanting former Blackhawks, though, from it seems like, because
Yeah, I don't know.
Brandon Saad,
Subban-
Nick Leddy, Malcolm Subban.
Subban is just he's going to back up the Russian, right, in the AHL. That's all he is, right? But like I was trying to get at, Armstrong said, we're looking for guys 24 to 26.
And you guys
Okay.
haven't done that.
And what he brings in is Kevin Hayes, 31, $3.5 million for 3 years. He brings in Josh Jacobs, 27, 775 minimum deal, two-way deal.
Mhm.
Wyatt Kalinuk. I don't know why I say that as well. Wyatt Kalinuk, 775. He's 26. Malcolm Subban, same 29. I don't know what Kalinuk's birthday is, but I have a feeling he's going to be 27 by the start of the season or close to it.
Kalinuk, let me
April
check.
14th, so he just turned 26.
Yeah. I knew he
just
was
turned
young when he
26.
was with the Hawks.
Right? But still, so one out of the four guys you signed fits your criteria. Now, Armstrong did, sidestep or backtrack a little bit and said that, he wanted to be competitive. What's competitive mean? That's the question I have. I look at the Blues, the 12 guys that they have on the roster right now in defense, and they have 9 or 12 on offense, 9 on defense. I look at the 9 on defense and go, I don't understand the drafting of 4 defensemen this season. Next season was the
Especially-
season to. Say again?
Especially for a weak defensive draft.
Next season was the season to draft defensemen,
Hmm.
not this season. You have 4 guys, no matter what, locked up for the next 3 years, right?
Yeah.
They are locked up. They are on straight up, full no trades for the next 3 seasons till the end until 24 through 24-25, right?
Mhm.
And then they all have modifieds after that.
Yeah.
Still makes it hard to get rid of them. You're looking at these guys that you just got, they're 3 to 4 year guys. When they're coming due, you still have a logjam in defense.
Hmm.
You still have that logjam. You're not going to, if these, and worse yet, what happens if the guy you get it, the guy that you got at 29, Lindstrom, is NHL ready by the end of next year?
He won't be.
Well, he could be. I just said what if. I'm throwing what ifs because you go back and you look at you go right back and you look at what you have in defense. So let's look at the Blues defense, right? You have Parayko and Falk, Krug and Leddy. Then your bottom pair is Scandella and Bortuzzo. That's your 6, right?
Mhm.
The Blues have 8 on roster right now. Tyler
Yeah.
Tucker, Callie Rosen, right? So one of those is going to go down, right? No matter what. One of them is going down. And then going down, you have Matthew Kessel, Leo Loof. Loof is supposed to be right at NHL ready now.
Yeah.
Right? You have Leo Loof, Marc-Andre Gaudette, who is supposed to be very close. He's 19, but he's supposed to be very close. Brunovich, who's NHL ready now,
Hmm.
right? That's the one they got down. So he was up. So they put him down. Brunovich, along with Jacobson, Kolnick, whatever it is.
Kalinuk.
Right? Kalynuk. Okay. That's a glut of defensemen, and you just added 4 more to it.
Hmm.
Really, where's that space? And then you go and you look at where Kessel is an RFA in 24-25, right? He's going to get re-signed. He's going to get a 3-year, 4-year deal,
Yeah.
right? You have Butchinger, who's I'm hearing might be up to the AHL this season as soon as he hits 20. Is an RFA through 26-27. Boof, RFA through 26-27. He's 21. He will be looked at heavily in the AHL.
Mhm.
Marc-Andre Gaudette, 19, will be looked heavily in the AHL through 2026-27. I'm looking at this and going, why the defenseman? You have a glut. You didn't help yourself.
Yeah.
In my eyes. Right? Am I wrong? Am I right? Do you agree? Disagree?
I could see where you're coming from, but a lot of those prospects are not going to make the NHL this year or next year. So your logjam's not like how the Hawks logjam has been for the last 3 years.
Well, the guys we got signed, we've got them signed with no trades to 27, 28, 29.
Yeah.
Right? But let's go look. So here's the defense that you have right now.
We have-
Justin Falk signed Justin Falk with a full no trade, right? Full no trade. Well, pardon me. He's got in July of 25, so at the beginning of 25-26, he can submit a 15-team no trade list, but he's signed through 26-27.
Mhm.
Krug, same deal, exact same deal, signed through 26-27. Parayko, signed through 2030.
Yeah, that's a bad contract.
Okay, he doesn't start his no trade until 28 with a 15-team list. Leddy has in 25 can submit a 16-team no trade list. Leddy is the one you get rid of at the 26 mark.
Hmm.
So Leddy's got 3 more years on his 4-year deal. Scandella, you lose this year. that frees up a spot, and you lose Bortuzzo at the end of this year. That frees up a spot for Tucker and Prunovich, but Rosen sitting right there, he'll be 30. Rosen's a guy that you may not let go of.
Yeah.
He's cheap. You can get him at $800 and $850 for 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? Rosen might be a good 2-year guy, but you still have that clut that I was talking about. When these guys are ready to come up, there might not be room for them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, am I crazy here, or am I on
I
the
see
right
where you're
path a little
coming
bit?
from. I see where you're coming from, but they'll open up the spots to get them to work in, because honestly, St. Louis is in a state of limbo right now. I feel like they don't want to truly commit to a rebuild, and when I frankly think they should.
I don't think a team should ever rebuild. I think they should reload.
St. Louis needs to rebuild.
And I don't. I think that teams do better with the. Man, what is going on today? Hold on a second. My internet's active. So I'm looking right now on NHL.com, and I don't see anything on Tarasenko yet. Right. So and it's what? 10 o'clock Eastern time?
10. It's almost 11 o'clock Eastern.
11 Eastern. So, if he gets signed, it'll be in the morning.
Yeah, likely would happen.
Right.
I'm just looking at what the Hawks roster's looking like. Holy crap, it's not good.
I have a story coming out. I have 2 stories coming out. I'm not sure when. I'm guessing one will be tomorrow morning, and the other one I'm going to try and finish tonight, and it'll be after that.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is I wrote this 5 years ago, and it was about my trip to the 2017 during the 2017-18 season to Vegas. The first year Vegas was there.
Yeah.
Right. Game number 9. I put it out on Facebook. I've never published it. Officially published it. I talked to Full Press Hockey. They read it today. They loved it. I got permission from somebody that was in the story. I needed to make sure that they were okay. They read the story first before I released it.
Mm-hmm.
That one's ready to go. The other story that I've got to work on a little bit is, and I'll tell you the title of it. It's the offseason where the St. Louis Blues feels directionless. Right, and that's kind of where I'm at. I talk about the Blues drafted 9, including 4 defensemen, the defensive logjam, the bottom 6 having an opening, and then I'm probably going to talk a little bit about Armstrong, going after guys that didn't meet the criteria he set.
Mm-hmm.
That'll probably be a 1,000-word article. For me, when it comes to writing, I know a lot of articles out there are 300 to 500 words. I always feel like you miss so much. Matt Lowe, I don't see Bennington getting traded at all. Right? And first of all, here's the thing. I think that the league undervalues Bennington and St. Louis overvalues him. And I overvalue him. I know that. I love Tank. I got 9 Tank jerseys. Of course I'm concerned with the Tank. Matt Lowe. Craig says reload is a few players. Rebuild is what the Blues are actually doing. I don't see it. I mean, that's just my feeling. All young players, and with that many, it's a rebuild no matter what the team they chose to use. Okay, fair enough. This is not a rebuild situation, not when you have the stars like Thomas and Kyrou.
It's a rebuild.
excellent seasons last year. You haven't reached a peak. Like I said, defense was not healthy a year ago. Krug and Falk were hurting during the year. Scandella barely played. I think Scandella may still be hurt. I can see Scandella being on LTIR. And if he does, that opens up a door. That opens up a door.
I have a question for you, guy.
Yeah, shoot.
Detroit placed someone on waivers today. Do you think he gets claimed as Philip Zadina, former 6th overall draft pick from a couple seasons ago?
Oh.
I'm thinking he will be claimed by Chicago.
Well, it depends on how they released him, right? So you remember when Varna had his issues,
Mm-hmm.
and they waived Varna, and nobody picked him up, and then he went down to the AHL.
Yeah.
I think when they waived Varna, there was a gentleman's agreement that no one pick him up, so he could go down to the AHL for.
He was asked. I'll say this: Zadina asked Detroit to be for him to be traded like 2 weeks ago. Detroit was trying to trade him.
Okay.
They didn't find the package they wanted to get for him. So
are they doing a buyout?
If if he does go through waivers and no one claims him, he will be a free agent. I do believe.
That was with Detroit. Let me pull him up on Puckpedia.
Philip
give me a
Zadina.
second. Huh?
It's Philip Zadina. I'm hoping Chicago claims him because I personally like Zadina as a player. I get it, his numbers are not the greatest, but I think as a project, the Hawks it's worth the Hawks picking him up.
Well, he was injured, so they may have put him on. He may be an LTIR.
I don't think he will be on LTIR. He's healthy now. A lot of the season he played in the AHL.
Year 2 of a 3-year contract, so he won't be an RFA. He won't be a UFA with the waiver.
Okay. I could see the Hawks claiming him tomorrow or tonight.
If he's not claimed, they have to buy him out.
Yeah.
They'd have to buy him out. At least that's what I think.
And I could see it happening because he's already asked to be traded.
Missed the final 11 games with a lower body injury. Finished with 3 goals and 4 assists through 30 games.
His numbers are not the greatest.
Yeah. Probably, I think that's just might have been a bad situation for him.
Yeah, and that's where I'm at. I think if the Hawks claim him, he's not going to have a ton of pressure on him in Chicago. I could think he can work out pretty well in Chicago. And I'm hoping the Hawks do claim Zadina. Even though it could be a project. And if he doesn't work out, he doesn't work out. They place him on waivers. He probably goes through waivers, goes down to Rockford, and there you go. He's just in the AHL at that point.
Yeah, and I think that's probably what's going to happen more than anything else.
A team claims him off of project chance because he's still only 23.
Yeah, but this could be like one of them gentleman agreements. Please don't claim this guy. We're going to send him to the AHL.
I don't think it is because Yzerman legitimately said today that we've placed him on waivers because we already were looking for a trade. Nothing really came to us that we really wanted for Zadina. So we're placing him on waivers, and we'll see from there. If he didn't go on after that, but he basically said, I think Zadina's done in Detroit.
Right. Hey, Matlow, I'm trying to catch all the chat. There's a lot going on, so I miss things in chat, and I apologize. I do my best. I do what I can, my friend. I do what I can. The people saying Parayko's a bad contract. He's a whopping 1 year into it. Let's see what happens this year. I'm with you on that, Mike, but I'm also not. The 8 years that we signed him to, when we signed him to, was too early. We could have got him for the same 8 years for a lot less, for about $4 million less if we'd have waited until he hit UFA this year or last year. I think we could have gotten him because he was injured with his back. You could have gotten him for a lot less.
hmm
Okay, thanks, Matt Lowe. See, I don't always bang on you, bud. See if I'm just going through to see if I missed any other important comments. I don't think so. I just feel like the Blues are directionless, and I think it's going to. I think you're going to see it very early in the season. I really do. Right?
If St. Louis gets off to a terrible start, which I'm kind of thinking could happen, do you see Berube finally get fired?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right?
Are
Absolutely.
you sure Armstrong's just too stubborn not to fire him at this point? Because
No, it's the money. It's the money.
how many
money.
coaches has Armstrong fired?
What?
How many coaches has Armstrong fired as as GM of the Blues? That's too many.
I mean, that's you're talking a lot. I'm talking like 10 years.
I mean, yeah, but that's still usually a GM lasted after one coach. They get a chance to hire one coach and see how it works.
Well, so here's how it went. You got to understand how it went. You had Armstrong. He hired Armstrong, if I remember right, or not Hitchcock. But he may not have even hired Hitchcock. I think Davidson hired Hitchcock. Right?
Okay.
I'll have to go back and look at when Armstrong came. I don't think that he fired Payne. I think that I gotta go back and look.
It's a good question to ask because
I know of two. I know of two for sure.
I think you can look it up on Cap Friendly, actually.
Okay, he has been with the Blues as their general manager since 2010. Right?
Okay.
GM player history.
That means he did hire Hitchcock.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay, so he may have fired Payne, so it might be 3. So he came to St. Louis in 2008 as a director of player personnel. He was the GM. He's been the GM for 13 years.
Okay.
Right? He's the president of hockey operations now, but he's still the GM.
Yeah.
I think they might actually. I think the other guys considered it. No, he's got a GM. He's still the GM. That's player history. I don't see coach history. I don't see coach history here. So he became the general July 1st, 2010. Let me go back. Click on head coach.
I think Hitchcock became your guys' coach in 2011.
Hold on a sec. Let me look it up. Someone might kick it in the chat there.
You could, I think, on Hockey Reference you could find it out.
Here we go. So let's go back here. He did fire Davis Payne, it looks like.
Okay.
Payne came in 2010, 2011 from the 2009-2010 season. So in 2010, he was there 2010, 2011. Hitchcock in 2011 to 2017. So Payne comes in. Payne was. So you had Mike Kitchen, who took over for Joel Quenneville. And then you had Andrew Murray, who came in to kind of clean up the mess. And it wasn't Kitchen's fault at all, but come in and clean up the mess that the selling of the team left, right? The fire sale.
Mm-hmm.
Payne comes in. That's his first hire. He fires him after a year. Well, actually, no, he might not have hired Payne, right? The GM before him hired Payne. Right? Because Payne got hired in the 2009-10 season, so it would have been before. Fired April 11th, 17. Oh no, that was assistant coach with the Kings. So no, so Payne. So he fired Payne. Now Hitchcock in 2016-17 had said he was going to retire at the end of 17.
But he did not end up.
He ended up
doing
getting
that.
fired. He ended up getting in the 17-18 season.
Yeah.
16-17 season, ended up getting fired.
Yep.
And then Mike Yo, who was the coach in waiting, came in. And then Yo was fired for Berube. I hate coach in waiting. I felt sorry for Mike Yo. I thought the way that went down with Mike Yo, that was not good on that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Mike Yo's still not a great head coach to have.
Oh, man. Let's see, where are we at? Hired Hitch, Yo, Berube. Yep, that's about right.
I mean, his third coach they did win a cup with, but still, Berube really hasn't proven anything since then.
He's got a winning record. Last year was the only year he didn't have a winning record with the Blues.
Yeah, he has a winning record, but what has he really done for the playoffs to coach after the cup run? They haven't.
Well, you got to look not this year, but last year, that second round loss to Chicago. I think they could have beaten Chicago. Has Bennington not get hurt?
We haven't played you guys since 2016.
Say again.
We haven't played you guys since
No,
2016.
did I say Chicago? I meant I meant Colorado. I'm trying to catch up. I'm getting trolled again. I think, unless Ryan Green's playing games with me, but I'm not sure.
Someone was asking if you had a green. We're using a green screen, so Ryan was just letting them know you did.
Yeah,
so
no, there was some other stuff there. Oh, don't buy. Go back. You banned Ryan Green.
What?
One of the guys that you banned, the Harpo Marx, I think it was. Did you ban him?
No.
Somebody did, and that Harpo Marx was Ryan Green. I'll have to go back and remove that later. Hey, Josh, how you doing, bud? Josh, I reached out. Josh, just to let you know, bud, I reached out to you a couple times in Twitter and never got anything back. If you're still on there, reach back to me. I'd love to have you back on the show. Right?
Apparently, Twitter is going to have some competition finally here in the next couple of days.
From who?
There's Instagram is actually going to be making a whole new social media network that's supposed to be exactly like Twitter, but it's called Threads.
Okay.
So just to give you a heads up there, on the 6th, that's when it goes live.
Yeah, I might have to sign up for that because you know what Twitter's doing now? There's a 600
it's
tweet
so
limit.
Stupid. Elon Musk has really ruined Twitter.
I have 3 separate accounts, so I haven't hit my limit yet. But
yeah, I only have 1 account, but I still really haven't hit the limit on it.
We were never gonna. Oh, I don't know.
But yeah, Twitter is going to have some
Uh,
competition on the 6th, it sounds like.
Okay. Well, I plan on getting on it. Hey, Josh, I got to be honest. The guy that is saying Josh, I got to be honest. I'm not sure who I think who you say you are. So I'm going to be careful with that. Hey, Russ, how you doing, bud? I have been trolled pretty heavily from YouTube, and I am very careful. You're not with Locked On. You were the only one on Locked On. So now I don't think it's him. So yeah, I think my trolls are active. I got to go now. I know there's a way to change, like we're getting Ryan Green unbanned, but I forget how to do it.
I could do it. You only gave him a timeout.
I did, but it's saying here that somebody banned him because I'm looking right here. JD was banned and their comments were removed. Ryan Green was banned and their comments were removed.
It's showing that he was only timed out for 300 seconds. He was
Okay.
not banned. I'm looking at it right now as your mod.
Okay.
He's not banned. It looks like you actually gave him a timeout.
Okay. Hopefully it is a timeout and he's not banned.
Yeah.
But I didn't know. See, this is why, and I'm going to put this out. And Ryan, I've told you this before, man. This is why I'm so concerned about people not using their real names. And I didn't know it was you. I thought I was getting trolled again, and now I kicked somebody out that I really enjoy. So please, if you're on YouTube, use your own name or come to me through Facebook.
Guy, you didn't kick out anyone. You just timed out people.
Okay. Thank you. It's just what Facebook is. I don't know if you can see the chat.
I can only see the YouTube chat right now because I'm on phone.
on the StreamYard. It shows the chat on the side.
Yeah, I'm using my phone, so it's
Okay.
not like the greatest right now.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. So I'm really careful about YouTube. I'm really careful, and a lot of I try and actually, to be honest, unless I know who you are on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
I almost ignore the comments. Right? I ignore the comments. So we'll go from there. I just don't feel comfortable right now. Josh, if you are the real Josh, get with me on YouTube or send me an email. My email is guy27@hawaii.r.com. And actually, I got to do something quick. I changed my Twitter handle.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did. I took out the STL Blues fan, right? Hawaii Blues fan. And I did that on purpose. Actually, I just took out the wrong one. Yay me. The Hawaii STL Blues fan I took out. And there we go. So I now am Guy_Bensing. That is that account. So if you were following it before, you're still following it. I'm trying. I'm working with Full Press, and while I'm home in St. Louis, they're going to try and get me press access. They're going to submit it. They're going to call them and submit it. So, right, we'll go from there. I'm being real careful about what I see. Which new Blues page are you talking about, Chris? Are you talking about what is it? The one I posted? Gus, or not Gus? Oh man, I'll think of it here in a sec. Craig Moz. That's Craig Moz's page. I think that's what you're talking about, right? I hope that timeout's over.
It's Has it been 5 minutes yet?
I think it has. Yeah, it has.
I'll test it.
Yeah. Well, Ryan Green, sorry, man. That's why I ask you not to change your name. I've got to be real careful with YouTube. You know, there's a guy out there that thinks it's funny to fuck with this show. And, you know, I put some energy and some effort into this.
He shouldn't be banned because how I typed in his name, it actually popped up his name. So he should be able to type. If not, he might be still just a few minutes from being on timeout.
Yeah, the one for Craig Maj, you got no problem joining that one, man. Yeah, you got no problem with that one. Craig is, you know, Craig's on the show all the time. He messages me all the time. Man, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the Blues draft picks and their moves, but I guess I'll wait until my article comes out. Good hour, man. I had a good time, Wendy. Thanks for coming on. I really appreciate when you come on and talk and give us some insight and help me with the players, because I know I struggle with that.
Yeah, no problem.
Right? And it helps me out, and it gives me a little bit of that. Look for me on Full Press Hockey, Full Press NHL. I should be out soon. That's just because of the name. That's why I don't want to deal with that. Okay, bud.
Mm-hmm.
See what I'm talking about? Oh, by the way, one thing that I wanted to say. I damn near nailed the Corey Perry contract.
Yeah, I'm kind of shocked he got the contract, but then again, I thought it over, and like he basically got Nick Foligno's contract. That's what it is.
But I remember when we had that one, right?
Yeah.
You were telling me, no, it won't be this, it won't be that, and I put it right at. I think I said 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Didn't I say 3.5 to 4, somewhere right around there?
You said 3.25. Yeah.
Right, is what I said, and it came out at 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty close. I was pretty close on that one.
Yeah.
That's not a hot take. I've already said that, Kerry Wood. Well, I shouldn't. You know what? I'm not going to let these guys. I'm going to go ahead and, you know, we had a good hour show, more than I expected, hour and 10 minutes. Winnie, thanks so much for showing up, bud. Hopefully we'll probably do another show Wednesday or Thursday, man.
All right.
Okay, bud. I'll see you then.
All right.
Aloha, bud. So, guys, this is Guy the Hawaii Blues fan saying aloha, mahalo, and you got to know I'm doing what, boys?
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!